Ashurbanipal's reign is marked by the establishment of an extensive library comprising approximately 30,000 clay tablets, which vividly showcase the rich intellectual and cultural tapestry of his empire. This library ultimately serves as a vital historical resource, preserving knowledge for future generations. Among the remarkable works housed within this library is the Epic of Gilgamesh, a legendary narrative that encapsulates ancient ideals of kingship and heroism. This epic tale not only influences subsequent literary endeavors, but also enriches mythological figures across diverse cultures. The rediscovery of the Epic of Gilgamesh in the 19th century ignited a global fascination with Mesopotamian history, particularly due to its resonances with various flood myths present in multiple religious traditions today. This connection underscores the epic's enduring relevance. The depth of Gilgamesh's grief is striking as he mourns the loss of Enkidu, a bond that leads him to rend his clothing and hair in a display of profound sorrow. This emotional upheaval propels him on a quest for answers concerning immortality, a theme central to his narrative. Gilgamesh's quest is perilous, as it entails traversing treacherous landscapes, including a tunnel guarded by a formidable scorpion man. His unwavering determination and courage resonate throughout his journey, reflecting a profound desire to confront the inevitability of death. In a pivotal encounter, Utnapishtim recounts the tale of the Great Flood, concurrently offering Gilgamesh the opportunity to attain immortality through a challenging test. This trial of staying awake for 7 days symbolizes the arduous path to achieving eternal life. Sumerian inscriptions serve as invaluable artifacts, revealing the use of royal names and providing crucial insights into early dynastic society. They underscore the significance of such inscriptions in unraveling historical narratives, particularly within the political milieu of ancient Mesopotamia. However, archaeological excavations at Uruk have yielded no definitive evidence supporting the historical existence of Gilgamesh. Consequently, many scholars posit that he is more likely a mythical figure rather than a historical king, given the limited monumental construction associated with his purported era. The earliest references to Gilgamesh associate him with divinity, as inscriptions depict him not merely as a king but rather as a god. This duality exemplifies the intricate interplay between myth and historical reality that characterizes Mesopotamian culture. In early dynastic Mesopotamia, Gilgamesh was venerated as both a god and a ruler. Nevertheless, substantial historical evidence linking him specifically to Uruk remains elusive. His connection to later rulers predominantly derives from epithets rather than verifiable historical accounts. The shift from fragmented city-states to more centralized governance in Mesopotamia set the foundation for the emergence of powerful figures such as Sargon. This development represents a significant political evolution, ultimately resulting in the establishment of the first enduring empire. The Sumerian king list, which chronicles a lineage of rulers, presents a complex amalgamation of historical and legendary figures. This blending raises critical questions regarding its reliability as a historical source, suggesting it functions more as propaganda than as an accurate documentation. Enmi-Berigezi emerges as the earliest verified king of Mesopotamia, indicating a well-structured society during the early dynastic period. His reign is emblematic of the burgeoning centralized authority that characterized this transformative era. In contrast, the figure of Akka, who may have been a contemporary of Gilgamesh, lacks unequivocal inscriptions that designate him as king. This absence raises significant questions about historical authenticity and the literary portrayals of early kingship. The Tumau inscription, which lists Gilgamesh alongside other rulers, suggests a historical backdrop that might lend credence to his legendary status. However, it does not definitively confirm his existence alongside them. This ambiguity further illustrates the synthesis of myth and history in Mesopotamian storytelling. Gilgamesh's adventures reveal an increasing association with the Mesopotamian conception of the afterlife, illuminating cultural beliefs about death and mortality. This thematic element is woven throughout the fabric of his tales, enriching their significance. The epic delineates Gilgamesh's transformation from a tyrannical sovereign to a sagacious figure who comprehends the importance of legacy and remembrance. His Odyssey emphasizes the quest for enduring recognition, a hallmark of human aspiration. Burial customs depicted in the epic reveal the societal beliefs regarding the afterlife, accentuating the crucial role of descendants in securing a favorable existence post-mortem. These practices underscore the intrinsic relationship between death and cultural identity. Evidence suggests that early Mesopotamian literature may predate the Gilgamesh tales, indicating that these works did not coalesce into a singular epic narrative. The lack of cohesive links or central themes further substantiates this hypothesis, highlighting the diversity of early literary traditions. The influence exerted by the Amorite migrations during the late 21st century BC may have precipitated the decline of the Earth-free dynasty, though this remains a topic of debate among archaeologists. The potential relationship between these migrations and the rise of new dynasties warrants further examination. The ascendance of Babylon under Hammurabi in the early 2nd millennium BC signified a pivotal shift in Mesopotamian political dynamics as it unified various city-states. This period heralded the emergence of a new cultural identity, with Babylon surpassing its predecessor dynasties. The transition from the Sumerian to the Akkadian language not only revolutionized literary expression but also reshaped the political and diplomatic landscape of the Middle East. The Akkadian language became essential for interregional communication, facilitating cultural exchanges. As the Akkadian language flourished, Sumerian literature persisted in being recorded, revealing a complex interplay between both languages and their respective literary traditions. The roles of scribal schools in this preservation effort were paramount, ensuring the continuity of Sumerian heritage. The existence of the Old Babylonian Epic of Gilgamesh in fragmented form reflects the challenges of textual preservation and the evolving nature of storytelling in ancient Mesopotamian culture. These remnants provide valuable insights into character development and thematic continuity. The concept of mes within Sumerian literature encompasses the norms associated with civilized society, touching upon various elements such as agriculture and priesthood. This overarching concept plays a pivotal role in shaping the narratives surrounding Gilgamesh. Political instability during the Old Babylonian period, characterized by rebellions and invasions, profoundly affected the creation and preservation of literary works. This tumultuous backdrop inevitably shaped the narrative of Gilgamesh, reflecting the era's challenges. With the advent of the Kassite period, Babylonia experienced a literary renaissance, culminating in the emergence of the standardized version of the Gilgamesh epic. This epic marked a flourishing of creativity in storytelling, highlighting the resilience of cultural expression. The mention of Gilgamesh in the Sumerian king list underscores the Babylonian perception of him as a revered figure, illustrating the historical significance attributed to his legacy by subsequent generations. This acknowledgement affirms his impact on Mesopotamian history. The literary style of the standard epic reflects a restructuring of pre-existing narratives rather than introducing entirely new plots. This continuity illustrates a respect for earlier versions while simultaneously integrating contemporary themes into the storytelling fabric. Significant archaeological discoveries, such as George Smith's identification of the Chaldean account of the deluge, have catalyzed interest in ancient texts. These revelations have profoundly influenced modern interpretations of mythology and religion, enhancing our understanding of heritage. The acceptance of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution shortly before these discoveries prompted critical inquiries into biblical creation narratives. This intellectual context significantly shaped the scholarly approach to biblical archaeology, intertwining scientific and theological debates. Smith's presentation of his findings at a biblical archaeology conference drew immediate press attention, linking his discoveries to the biblical narrative of Noah. This connection spurred ongoing discussions regarding the historical validity of biblical accounts. The parallels between the flood narratives of Gilgamesh and the Genesis account suggest a shared cultural heritage among ancient civilizations. Scholars propose that numerous other ancient cultures also possess flood myths bearing influences from the Gilgamesh saga. The Anunnaki, as pivotal figures within creation myths, occupy a prominent place in both the Atrahasis and Gilgamesh flood narratives, thereby showcasing their significant influence on humanity's origin stories and religious beliefs. The Epic of Gilgamesh is regarded as a paraphrased version of the Atrahasis flood account, signifying how ancient narratives developed over time while maintaining fundamental themes. This evolution reflects the transmission of cultural values across generations. The Black Sea Deluge hypothesis posits that actual flood events may have inspired the myriad of Mesopotamian flood myths, hinting at a historical basis for these legendary accounts. Such theories offer intriguing possibilities regarding the origins of flood narratives. Excavations conducted by archaeologists Langdon and Waterland uncovered significant flood strata predating Woolley's findings. However, they received inadequate acknowledgement for their contributions. This discrepancy highlights ongoing challenges within the academic landscape regarding recognition. The absence of consistent flood strata across diverse southern Mesopotamian sites challenges the notion of a singular catastrophic flood event. This inconsistency complicates the interpretations of ancient flood narratives, demanding a nuanced understanding of their origins. Despite the impact of Mesopotamian flood myths on subsequent narratives, including the biblical flood story, there exists a considerable temporal gap between these accounts and the actual flood events. This discrepancy raises pertinent questions regarding the origins of these enduring tales. The influence of Gilgamesh's narrative on literature and storytelling is profound, permeating numerous works across diverse cultures and historical periods. This resonance encapsulates universal themes of heroism and the human condition, transcending time and geography. Although ancient Mesopotamian society has long since fallen, the tale of Gilgamesh persists as a remarkable fragment of our shared human history and cultural identity. This enduring legacy illustrates the ability of stories to transcend civilizations, preserving knowledge across generations. Archaeological endeavors, including the contributions of Dr. Jeff Emeling, continue to illuminate the historical context of Gilgamesh's story, thereby enriching and deepening our understanding of Sumerian culture and its influence on subsequent societies.